Welcome back to another video on Gearsaw Studios, and today I'm going to be talking about the latest release for Bedrock Edition preview, which is Drop 3, and you can see, comes with the Copper Golem now. His purpose is dramatically altered, but still he's an interesting little guy, and it even comes with some new stuff, like copper items. So without further ado, let's investigate what this is all about. Right here, we have a bunch of these little guys, and you can see they're holding items. Their big deal is that they're the sorting people. Unlike, the LA, which helps you pick stuff up and then puts it where you want, the Copper Golem is the chest sorter. It will only work with copper chests though. So let's look at what that is. Crafted with 8 copper ingots, and then you also need a normal chest. You can see right here, they're, kind of glitched. You can see they merge incorrectly. Yeah, that's a bug. But anyways, like this, you can see they have 4 variants, they have no functional differences, and of course they can be waxed and oxidized. Along with that, they're the only ones that can be interacted with the Copper Golem. And you can see he's a cute little guy, he has the lightning rod on his head, and his purpose is dramatically different from the original mob vote. Probably because his original purpose was really just a randomizer and kind of just froze up. Of course, I don't know if those features are ultimately scrapped or whether this is the new intended feature. Things like that, I don't know. But hey, they'll try sorting your chests. Anyways, about them, they have 12 health, are crafted, of course, with the configuration shown at the beginning, a copper block of any kind, and then you need a pumpkin. These guys do not oxidize over time, they do not become blocks/statues, things like that. They're just the little guys, and they'll help sort chests. They can hold 16 items at a time, and they have a decently large search radius, and, well, they're gonna try. They're not very good at it, though. You can see, they're making the attempt. I popped in all these items in random chests, and you can see, I'm not putting exactly 16 in there. I put in full stacks, except for pumpkins, and they're trying, but they kind of just wandered off with all my items. Regardless, it's an attempt, and they're likely to be improved with future releases. But hey, the Copper Golem is finally being added. Now, let's look into the tools. For copper, you can see they're very generic things, and here's their purpose. They're the in-between stone and iron. The armor is 1 point weaker than gold, but it has the durability of below iron but above chainmail, which makes it actually a surprisingly good set. Even though it has 0 unique properties along with the rest of the tools, the idea is stone is really there to get you started after wood, but copper is for a little bit more established living, especially if you're having a little bit of trouble finding iron. Of course, you shouldn't really have that many issues in 118, but you can see here, they're decently quick at their job. They're going to help you do a lot of things in the early game when you can't readily afford having iron everywhere. As for their mining capacity, they're still only considered stone tools, which means you can't go down there and start mining redstone and diamonds. Their enchantability is closer to that of iron but below it, but they're above diamond, which means if you feel like enchanting them, you're going to have slightly better enchantments in diamond, but ultimately, they're not used for much. They're a nice little early game option. If you die, you can very simply get this armor in case something goes wrong. And, well, yeah, it's kind of to get you back on your feet without having all the investments in iron. And, well, you can go to the trial chamber, rip up the floors, and suddenly, well, you have a set of armor, which is really nice. Which means early game trial chambers a lot easier, and it's much easier to have things like copper to get your stuff back. Because, iron can be a big deal in the early game. Losing your iron armor can be a major setback. Fortunately, copper is right here for you. Need to gear up a ton of players at the same time? There you go. It's a readily producible, weaker version of iron. Is it the most interesting? No, definitely not. But it's a nice little thing that we have, having the in-betweener tier. Either way, enjoy the rest of your day. Gearsaw out.